the reality of awakening beyond spiritual ideals. I think it's true to say that whenever we begin our spiritual journey or our spiritual seeking, it's usually prompted by an event that really pushes us into recognizing that who we are is beyond the story. And there's a longing to know truth with a capital T. There's also a part of that that I really wasn't conscious of, and that is a longing to be free of suffering. The term freedom is thrown around a lot in spiritual circles, and that is always the goal, to become free, to become free. So that said, in today's episode of Talking True, I'm really looking forward to speaking to Jann of the Green Pearl. I found her on Threads. There was an instant resonance and recognition. And I reached out to her to ask her and invite her to join me into diving into this really deep question about what it really means to be free, to be embodied, and to be fully aware and fully alive in our own lives. So stick around. Join us today in this episode of Talking True. So, Jann, thank you so much for joining me. It's absolutely a delight to have you here with me today.
Thank you, Julie. It's a delight to be here.
So,
Thank you so much.
yes, you're welcome. So, do you want to tell the viewers where you are? Because you're in Germany, aren't you?
Yes, we moved 3 years ago to Germany. I had a very strong nudge that I had to go that way. And we put all our things in a container and went to Germany and looked for a house. And we found it in 3 weeks' time.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
that's amazing, and it
yeah,
looks really, really beautiful. And you
yeah.
run retreats and
Yes,
classes from there, right?
yes. We live in a very small village in the middle of nature. We have our own apartment and an extra apartment for my retreats, which is the most ideal situation, really.
Beautiful,
Yeah,
beautiful. So do you want to, it's always nice to share your awakening story, and the viewers really love to hear that. Do you
yeah,
want to just kind of give an overview of what that looked like for you?
yeah. Oh, it's funny because I have a totally different awakening story than the ones we usually hear, because I didn't had that one moment of big fire, but I had it over several years,
Hmm.
with a really huge turning point somewhere in the middle of those years, and a sort of flowing out again, sort of coming to an integrative state.
Nice.
Before it started, I must say I've been always, no, where shall I start? Short. When I was 25, I got a burnout. I thought I knew myself, but that was obviously not the case because otherwise it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
So that's in a way where my journey started. I want to get to know myself better. I've always been interested in humans, in what's making them move, behave the way they do. I started in the child psychiatry, working with children, but it was so labeled and so a
Mm.
dense way of thinking. It was terrible. So I stepped out of that. But in any way, my whole life has been the red thread in a way is that I've always wanted to know myself better and better and better. And it
Yes.
just doesn't stop.
Right. Right. Right.
Goes
And
on.
I would say in a deeper way too, right? In a more authentic way, and seeing how deeply you can go into that kind of self-recognition.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So were the other turning points? You had this one at 25. What was the kind of the next
Yes.
big one?
Well, I must say I have had several points in my life that I was so devoted and working so hard on myself. I did trainings, everything, the whole lot, turning myself inside out,
Yes.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want what I share with people, I want it to be my own, not from books.
Right.
So, but I had a lot of moments that I would turn to point zero, that I thought, here I am again, and nothing has worked. I have to start all over again. So that sort of feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And had, I've had a great teacher. I had my own tribe, everything what people dream of, but it also at some point worked against me. So I started to hear this voice saying to me, your spirits need space. But I didn't want to listen because I thought then I will miss the whole bunch. At the same time, I felt restricted by it because how beautiful the people are. As soon as you are part of a community, there are roles again, there are unspeaking rules.
Mm-hmm.
They so that restricted me. So then, uh, what happened with me, I couldn't express and I didn't dare to express really how I felt because it felt like I couldn't say I'm going to leave you, but at the same time, I got completely stuck. So in the end, I said, I have to leave you because I don't know anymore. I have to find out myself.
Yes.
It was a terrible situation. I've cried my heart and soul out. I was completely point zero, and I thought, I don't know anymore. I've tried everything, and so on, so on.
Yes.
But then in this, oh, I must say, I had already quite extraordinary experience leading up to this point. For examples, I could walk outside in nature, and then suddenly I would see what was above me, beside me, in front of me, without glasses, so clear, all the directions. And it was at the same time a bit normal as well. That's the funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's extraordinary, but the way I experienced was totally ordinary. So I
Yes.
had many of these sort of experiences. Anyway, so uh, I said goodbye to my tribe. And I felt horrible, so emotional, so devastated, and I cried, and I was an emotional wreck. And I thought, I'm going to meditate. I meditate for many, many years, 30 years or so. But then I thought, I'm going to meditate 2 times a day because I'm such a wreck. And the funny thing was, the moment I sat down, I felt all the spirit around me and so much love. They were holding me, holding me, holding me. And it was also the same time explosions of love from inside of myself
Mm-hmm.
that I thought, what's happening here? Is this all inside of me? It's really there. It's functioning because I thought it wasn't functioning properly.
Mm-hmm.
So And I got enormous connections with trees and nature and on and on and on. It was incredible. I had spontaneous rebirthing experience just happening when I was lying in bed and things like that. And then the really main, what I see as the core flip over point from density, the density of matter of our thoughts to the spirit side was one morning I woke up. There hadn't been a thought in my head yet. I still remember it so clearly. And then a huge energy went through my body with the words, Jesus loves you.
Mm.
And I thought, oh, wow. And then it came again, a wave of energy with the words, Jesus loves thee. And I was lying there and again, again, again. And then after some time, I thought, well, I'm going to get up because I'm not going to lay here all day. And I got out, shower, everything. It went on and on and on. It didn't stop. We went for a walk, my husband and me. It was on a Sunday. We went to a beautiful park. It continued. And during this walk, they showed me some really essential things for me. And I will mention a few. One thing they said, life in on earth is life in matter, so it is dualistic. It can't be other way. So
Yes.
you have part and counterpart. It's the way it's built. It's the way it is. It's
Hmm.
black and white. And but that's how the dream is built.
Yes.
But your ascension, what Jesus told me, identify with your essence, with your God within, because that's what you truly are. That's what you truly are. All the rest, not.
Yes.
Just look at it, leave it, and give that all your attention. I still, when I'm telling this story, I still get goosebumps.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
so intense. And
Yes.
And one more thing will tell you about what they told me and showed me, because with everything they also showed me, you feel it, you see it, it's in all on all levels, it's happening. They also let me look at the ground and I could see every cent of grain. I just could see them individually. And they said, everything, even these grains of sand, are lying at the perfect place at the right moment. Everything in the whole universe is like that.
Yes.
Everything is there where it is supposed to be.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was huge.
Yes. Yes. And when was that? How long ago?
This was, I think, about 3 years ago.
Yes.
And I, because you hear a lot with awakenings that you have to do a lot of cleansing and you get a lot of past karma that comes through and blah blah blah. But I did already so much in my life.
Hmm.
I had done that part. So it was a sort of wave. That's the picture I get. A wave on the shore of a sea that sort of slowly move land inwards, but keeps on rolling, 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 covers a whole area, and you see those bubbles coming up, those last. That's how it feels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I can really relate to that because the way I described my process
Yeah.
is like a huge tsunami that
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
kind of moved into my life and I went with it and it took over, I guess is the
Yeah.
best way of putting it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also I've had several lucid dreams with and meditation experiences with Jesus as well. And
Oh, beautiful.
it's just beyond, it's very difficult to put into words. The
Yeah.
love that you
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
is
It's
is
amazing.
it's so impossible
Yeah.
to articulate, and it really changes you. I mean,
Yeah.
in one dream, Jesus was showing me this the palms of his hands, as you know, after the
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And he took the blood from there and he put the blood on my third eye and on my heart and on my
Oh,
throat. And then he
yeah.
embraced me. And I still, when I'm speaking about that now, it's like he's still here and I still feel him
Yeah.
and still feel his presence.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
kind of the sanctity of that and the initiation of that is
Yeah.
really, the mind can never wrap itself around, you know,
No.
anything
No.
we're saying here. But
Yeah.
we try our best to,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
share
Oh,
these
there's
things.
one more thing he was very clear about, and that also gave me a lot of comfort, that he made clear that he knew every thought of me,
Yeah,
every little bit, all the nasty negative things that are
yeah,
inside of me as well. But he loves me
yeah,
endlessly. And he also made clear it's for everyone else. It's
yes.
every human being. They are so loved.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And did you find as well after this experience that with when you're in the company of other people, they could feel the state, your state, and the way it has been changed by the initiation of Jesus, and your state does the work. I guess that's how I put it. Your state does the work. So people, even if you're not speaking about these
Yeah.
things,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
people feel the transmission
Yeah.
of that
Yeah. Yeah.
and it has an
Absolutely. Because they don't know what happened, but they say, uh, yeah, that I've changed a lot. I'm so present and clear, and that they, yeah, that's are the things that come back. And what I so in this village where I live, people say they don't know how I was before, but they say there's something about you. You just don't judge.
yes,
You have
yes,
an open heart for everyone. And that's
yes,
true. That's,
yes, yes, yes. I have that too. I have comments like, "You're so peaceful. You're so
yeah,
zen.
yeah,
I like coming into your space."
yeah,
Or they'll
yeah,
say, "Are you a Buddhist? Are you a
yeah,
Christian? Are you,
yeah, yeah,
and yeah, they because there is a transmission. There's a
yeah,
transmission of energy post awakening, or how you
absolutely.
call it,
Yeah,
that is freely given
yeah,
to
yeah,
those who are seeking. And
yeah.
we cannot, the egoic mind cannot take credit for any of it, right? Because
No, no,
it just happens
yeah,
automatically, naturally,
yeah,
without our having to do anything.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. That's what people say to me. I don't know what's happening here, but I always feel uplifted through you, and I feel at peace with myself.
yes,
I can relax in myself. And also, they say, I tell you things I haven't told anyone, not even
yes,
my husband or my,
yes, yes. I
yeah,
get too. Even when I'm going about, maybe going to the food store or,
yeah,
I'll have an exchange with someone and they just open up
yeah,
without me
yeah,
saying anything. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's really incredible. And
yeah,
this really is the work of awakening humanity one person at a time, right? Is
yeah,
is
yeah,
is what's happening.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I'd love to on all of that note, I'd love to just kind of switch gears a little bit and speak to the theme of this episode, which is the reality of awakening beyond
yeah,
spiritual
yeah,
ideals.
yeah,
Because I've certainly shared a few times that when I first started on my spiritual seeking journey, that I kept thinking that the more I meditated, the more I did the practices, I would kind of get to this place of nirvana, I guess
yeah,
is the
yeah,
best way
yeah,
of putting it.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
think I think that's sold quite
yeah,
effectively in spiritual circles.
yeah,
That it's a progressive thing. It's in the future.
yeah, yeah,
Self-realization, enlightenment is a future event.
yeah,
And so what happens is we miss this moment because we're always
yeah,
thinking about what's next, what's next, what's
yeah,
next, what's
yeah,
next.
yeah, yeah,
Um, that is how I would put it. And
Yeah.
certainly, as I've shared before, what happened with me is I had this realization: seeking is an obstacle,
Yeah.
and then I that all dropped away, and then I saw what has always been here.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so, do you, in terms of the work that you do
Yeah.
you speak to that in terms of the retreats and things that you're offering? I mean, how do you put that into kind of words per se?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think first of all, what's very important to share here on your program that because that's a misunderstanding for a lot of people that when you have this awakening uh, experience, your ego is still there.
Yes.
It hasn't finished. It's all there. The beauty and the beast is inside of you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I I can have enormous blissful experience in a day that I feel that love pours from everywhere out of my body and lift it up amazingly. And the next day I'm feeling like a grumpy bitch.
Yes.
It always comes the next day, the grumpy bitch. So there are a lot of things you have to get used to and also be that that honest with yourself. Because I've seen a lot of people who've been through this sort of awakening experience, but they sort of think they're above others suddenly,
Yes.
which is not true, or they become really fanatic.
Yes.
It's all our ego. It's in a way we have to leave it. We have to just watch it honestly, what's going inside, and identify with our God within, and just see it as a sort of train that moves with passengers coming in and walking out again. Leave them, let them come in and let them go out.
Yes.
They have their own destiny.
Yes. 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 I mean, I love that because what you said is so on point, especially with the grumpy bitch. Because what I found is that spiritual seekers, and I was certainly one of them, used to believe post awakening that if I felt grumpy, irritated, angry, frustrated, or whatever it was, and any negative that was coming up, I thought that that was a problem to be gotten rid of, and I
Yeah,
needed to do more practices to
yeah,
purify. That's the big buzzword.
yeah,
Purify these feelings and
yeah, yeah,
transmute them and get rid of them. And the
yeah,
opposite is true. And
yeah,
you can also believe that you are a million miles away from your goal of enlightenment
yeah,
if anger
yeah,
comes up, for example. And the point is that when you're really truly honest and really truly present with what is,
yeah,
when anger comes up, you can just allow space for it. You're not
yeah,
identifying with it. Of course,
yeah,
you can look at, okay, what is the root of the anger? What is this all about? What is it showing me? That
yeah,
can have its place,
yeah,
but it isn't a sign of anything other than a movement of energy because thoughts
yeah,
are energy, feelings are energy, and everything is included and allowed and welcome.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it's funny you mentioned the anger because I have funny examples with anger. Um, like I told you, since this experience, since my awakening, I always have this energy of wholeness, of joy inside of me. It's always there.
yes,
And I could wake up and think, oh, it's still there. It's still there.
yes, I
And
did
it
that.
goes on and on and on.
Yes.
But at the same time, I could be so angry with my husband.
Yes.
And I couldn't bring it together because I thought, how is this possible? But then I looked really close and I tried everything. I tried to stop myself or whatever. It just didn't work.
Yes.
So I also saw what was happening because my husband, I love him dearly, but he was always very dominating and always had his giving me his lessons or saying he was doing right and I was doing wrong.
Yeah.
I say black white to get the picture. But anyway, I've been always the person who started to look inside. Okay, what's going on inside and blah blah blah, and wanting to purify myself. But he just was so, oh yes, did that. And then I got so angry, even if he said just a small thing in that old way of him, I was ruthless, really ruthless. And he said, "Oh, you're not being kind. You're not being nice." And at a certain point, I said, "Well, it's the way it is. I can't stop it. It has to roll out of me, out of me, out of me. I can't stop it. It's just there. Has nothing to do with you. It has to do with me. It's all those years I've been holding back and
Yes.
took everything on me.
Yeah.
So."
Yes. 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 So but the point is you're seeing it, right? You're
Yeah,
seeing it from this place
yeah,
of recognition. And
yeah,
the thing is that once it's seen, it's really the end of it. You
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah,
Even if it feels uncomfortable or it's
yeah,
it just
yeah,
does its thing
yeah,
and then it's gone. Because the point of as well with what you're saying is that you can take that on as a big project, a spiritual project. I
yeah,
need to control or manage this.
yeah,
And then it becomes a whole other kind of direction
yeah,
or path that you
yeah,
feel, it's like you see online inner
yeah,
child work or,
yeah,
whatever it is, opening the chakras or whatever the story,
yeah,
and
yeah,
those things can have some value. But what I always say is don't drop anchor there because you're creating another identity.
exactly.
You're the spiritual seeker now who has to work on her anger in order to be
Yeah,
pure enough to
yeah.
attain enlightenment. And it's all crazy. It's
It's
just
crazy. It's just not true. It doesn't work that way.
no,
It's
it does.
funny. It's the ego again who wants
Yeah.
to make a statement. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm important. I want to have all attention.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's just don't fight yourself. Look at yourself honestly, really honestly, but don't fight yourself. And don't think, oh, that must be gone by now. No.
Yes. 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 Because yes, another part of all of that is as a spiritual seeker, you can get really depressed. If let's say you had an awakening 10 years ago, you've been doing all the practices and these kind of seeming negative kind of movements of energy are coming up
Yeah.
and we believe that they're showing us something that we should be doing or we haven't
Yeah.
dealt with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
again, it's just crazy. And you can
Yeah.
really get very depressed. As,
Yes, of course, because you don't have a life. You
yes.
don't have a life.
Well,
And
yeah.
I must say, honestly, when I didn't have that experience with Jesus, I would really have to thought still. I had to work on those things. I had to clear everything, get all the black out, and
Yes.
let the light win. But it's not true.
No.
They keep each other in balance. And when you
Yeah.
have a high of the light, you have a high of the low as well. You see everything, and it's
Yes.
not nice, but it's all the aspects of life.
Yes. Yeah.
And in a way, and what's also give me yeah, grounded, the world is in me.
Yes.
Everything what's outside is in me.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything.
Yes.
So you can't blame anyone. You can't be a victim. You can't say, "Oh, I've been so sensitive and nobody's understanding me." No, you're carrying everything inside of you.
Yes. And you cannot blame the world or your
No,
relationship or your job
no,
for the things that you want to do, your heart is telling you to do, and you're not
yeah,
doing because it's so
yeah,
easy to get into the blame game, even
yeah,
as a spiritual seeker, right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah. They can say, "I'm too sensitive for this world."
yes, I'm an empath. I don't like
Yeah, Yeah.
or whatever the story is that
Yeah.
keeps. But these are just all stories and
Yeah. It's
identities
yeah.
that just keep rolling around, and
Yeah.
it's easy to get pulled in
Yeah.
unless you really begin to see clearly and you're really honest with what's
Yeah.
happening. And of
Yeah.
course, the thing is as well is, when you wake up, it's really about welcoming every aspect of humanity.
Absolutely. That's the whole thing. That's the whole job we
Yes,
have to do.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Which is really, it's really beautiful because, again, I've seen, especially in spiritual communities, this drive to try and repress,
Yeah.
feelings and
Yeah.
emotions, and
Yeah.
not look at anger and frustration and all of those things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember being in a spiritual community and I kept being told, oh, just meditate on it or do some journaling or whatever,
Yeah.
you need to transmute it.
Yeah.
And of course, that works for a little while, but it doesn't it doesn't work long time. Before
Yeah.
you know it, the frustrations, the anger is still coming up and popping out when you least expect
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. The
it does,
danger is of the trick is the moment you give it that attention, you are identified with it.
yes, yes,
And the only thing we are should identify with, which is truth, is identify with your God within. Know
yes,
it's there.
yes,
Although if you can't feel it, also know it's there. Trust it.
yes, yes. And that can be a big kind of leap for a lot of people because
Yeah,
most people that certainly that I work with really have difficulty trusting their own inner knowing, their own
yeah,
intuitive guidance.
yeah,
They're always looking for referencing through other
yeah,
teachers or through books
yeah,
or courses
yeah,
and programs
yeah,
rather than leaning into their own innate wisdom.
yeah. But
And
that's all. It's okay. It's a phase. It's a
yes,
phase you're going through, and it's all part of the game.
yes, yes,
And it's like we all have to cross that river, and it's not easy because you. I noticed in myself it went. Um, One day I had wonderful insights, really felt great. I got it all. It was clear. And the next day or the next week, I was down again. I was heavy on my thoughts, thought I was unworthy, I was lacking, there was something wrong with me. So this going that
yes,
that it's quite a period of time that you will see this. But when it happens, know that you're spiraling upwards.
yes.
And because at the moment you think nothing changes, but it's not true.
Hmm.
It rewiring yourself needs time.
Yes, yes.
And then at some point, the scale definitely turns to the other side,
Hmm.
and you won't do that anymore.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Or it doesn't, it starts to not trouble you as much as it did.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
kind of softens and then it
Yeah.
it it, it doesn't have any impact.
No, no,
And
it can come for an hour or something. It can you can think, oh, blah, 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 and then you think, oh God, there it is, and gone.
gone. Yes.
Yeah,
It's really amazing actually
yeah,
when you start looking and welcoming everything and being with what is and listening to
yeah,
your inner guidance. It
yeah.
really it does it just changes the whole thing.
Yes, it well, my I must say, I couldn't have dreamt that my life could be so joyful,
Hmm.
so spacious, so feel so much inner freedom
Yes.
because
Yeah.
I don't have to fight anything from myself.
Hmm. Yes.
It's a totally different space.
Yes. Yes. And you realize at a certain point that you're always kind of fighting yourself,
Yeah.
resist
Yeah.
because of resisting, right? And
Yeah.
yes, just
Yeah.
always resisting, always stubbornly.
Yeah. We have so many ideas. We have
Yes.
so many ideas about right and wrong. I think religions for century. Although I've born in a Catholic family, I said to my parents when I was 12, okay, this is it for me. I'm not going anymore. I hated it,
Yeah.
although I love Jesus and I love the stories
Yes.
about Jesus,
Yeah.
but everything else I hated. And what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, that this religion has an enormous impact on us in our thinking of right and wrong and being sinners. And we think our roots are in sin, but
Yes.
our roots are in God.
Yes.
They are in source. They are divine. They are
Yes.
the pure essence of love. That's what we truly are.
Yes. I mean, I've told this story before, but I remember some years ago when I was on staff at an ashram in India,
Yeah,
we were asked to share with the group, the other staff
yeah,
members, what had
yeah,
we been taught growing up.
yeah,
And I just stood up and shared, I was raised as a Catholic and I was taught you are a sinner, you were born in sin, because that's what
yeah,
I've been taught.
yeah, yeah,
And many of the Westerners nodded and were agreeing. And then
yeah,
a young Indian man stood up and he said, I was taught I am pure, I am perfect, I am the supreme self.
yeah,
And it just blew my mind because I kept thinking, oh my gosh, imagine
yeah,
if you had been taught that as a child,
yeah, yeah,
the impact and the difference that
yeah,
would make to you,
yeah.
in terms of your psyche, your beliefs, and,
Everything.
everything. And
Yeah,
it just, it was just so astonishing.
yeah,
So, and like you, I left the Catholic Church. I think I was around 14. I just said, I just can't do this because what I'm being taught within the parameters of the church does not sit true with my direct experience of Jesus and
no,
angelic beings I was having experiences with. And
yeah,
so I just couldn't go back. I just couldn't
no,
do it.
no,
And but it's which was why it was a surprise to me when all those years later I had many lucid
yeah,
dreams with Jesus who
yeah,
appeared and was showing me he loved me, even though I
yeah,
had to essentially turned away from, the Catholic tradition and
yeah,
so on.
yeah,
And it was just the most incredible thing,
yeah,
and still is because it still
yeah,
obviously, has an impact
yeah,
on everything I do and everything that I am and the way I share. And the same
yeah,
is true with you. You can
yeah,
feel it. You can really feel it.
yeah, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's beautiful. So I could talk to you all evening, but I realize it's late where you are. But and we should really wrap these things up. But would you like to share with people how they can find you, what you have on offer, and any
Yeah,
other things that you want to share?
yeah. I have a retreat center in Germany. So I give retreats there for individuals, but also couples can come or friends, not more than two at the same time. I give readings. I do this on Zoom International. I also coach through Zoom. Um, and I give healings.
Wonderful.
So, and I think what my strength is that I'm good with people to dive within. Okay, what's going on there? How does it look? How do I deal with it in daily life? Because you have to find your way in daily life. And
Yeah.
it's in a way, when you go the way inside, it's learning a whole new language to get to know yourself. It's like almost like being dyslexic and trying to learn Arabic.
Yes.
So you need also people who've gone through this to
Mm.
make it yourself easier because it can be so much easier.
Yes.
So
Yes.
my really is I'm very grounded. I'm very in integration in your daily life and all the fine details we find inside
Yes,
ourselves. Yeah,
yes. And looking at the sticking points and the things that kind of can trip us up, right? Because that's
yeah,
can happen so easily,
yeah, yeah,
especially if we feel
yeah,
like we're a long time spiritual seeker and we know things.
yeah.
So, so that's very, very helpful. Well, I will have this information in the show notes so that people can just click and go and find you
Yeah,
online,
yeah,
which will be great for everybody.
yeah, yeah,
So, on that note, Jan, thank you so, so much for joining me today. This has been really beautiful and very
yeah,
felt and very deep, and I've loved every single minute. It's been great.
yeah, it's been
Thank you.
great. Yeah, same here. Yeah, loved it, Julie.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for be able to share with you.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye
Thank you.
bye, Julie.
Thanks. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. This has been really great. I hope you appreciate it. If you enjoy this content, then please share with your friends and family and those who you feel would be interested. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you know what to do. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time around. Bye for now.